back then, I know it was some jakes who was down with GMS. And GMS is only a title for people who teach the truth, man. They hate the fact that you say if you ain't teaching according to GMS, or if it ain't GMS, well, GMS teaches the truth, all right? We're all one family under Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. As long as you're teaching the truth, I don't care what you call yourself. But these guys are not teaching the truth. So we had to separate ourselves from them, man. And I was well aware you had some jakes who was listening to those ISUPK guys, and they was listening to GMS, and they ended up getting confused at the ass because of the things that they was learning from ISUPK, and then they was coming and getting the truth from the elders. So those guys, all they do is they're basically just proud. I remember getting into it with one of those guys. I don't know, I forgot his rank. I really don't give a good goddamn what his rank was. They go through all this captain and general and whatever, commander and blah blah. His name was Quadala Mouth. And he was basically talking about how Esau is going to be eating good in the kingdom. And a brother who I was currently going over the scriptures with in the kingdom called me and was like, hey man, this dude telling me all types of madness. So I got on the phone with him to hear one of those ISUPK guys. And what were they? Well, they wasn't about nothing, man. They was calling the Canaanite lady an Edomite when she wasn't an Edomite. That's a different topic that we'll have to go into. But the fact is, they're talking about Edomites are going to eat good in the kingdom. But basically, and they say we love Esau because we say you could pop a Edomite. How could you pop a Edomite don't mean you love that bitch? Just to be honest. Don't mean we're trying to have a happy life with the Edomite. We seen some ass and we wanted it. That's all it was.
And it was easy to get.
It was easy to get. And it's a concubine. That's all it is. Do you know what Edomite women do? Not to go into a discussion, but I mean not to go in some big rant, but Edomite women are a bunch of dumbass airheads, man. Pop an Edomite woman, she's gonna fall in a crazy love with your ride, man. And she's gonna buy you everything, man. She's gonna buy you shoes. If her family's rich, she'll buy you a car, man. She'll give you everything, and she'll do it, man. She'll clean. She'll cook. She'll do everything that a nigga woman won't, man. That's how some of them will. But the thing is, that's why they get mad at us, because we say you could pop a Edomite woman. If you choose not to pop a Edomite woman, don't pop one. Why abandon the truth and say mark of the beast is Christianity? That's ridiculous. That's madness, man. Then I had a brother I was teaching. Well, that's a nigga. I knew a guy that I was teaching at one point last year, and he was going back and forth from the elders to ISUBK, and he fell out because of that. He was he was knowing the scriptures, getting into the breakdowns. Then he said, "Brother, you said you could go to a strip club. Brother, you said that you could pop an Edomite. That's not right, brother. What about this scripture?" I was like, "Man, where the hell you learned that, man?" "Well, General Yohana said that." I'm like, "Man, who the fuck is General Yohana? You mean the nigga who took 15 years off?" And still never answered that question, by the way. But I was like, and plus they don't have the truth anyway. Through their videos, all you hear is them screaming. You don't hear them bringing out any scriptures. In a 15-minute video of one of us, all you hear is scriptures and scriptures and scriptures, man. For that whole 15 minutes. You don't hear no big rant, man. An hour passed by and they finally brought out 2 scriptures. And it had something to do with the white man as the devil. Brothers, all because somebody's teaching that the so-called white man is the devil does not mean that they right, man. There's niggas in the ghetto who don't like the so-called white man. There's straight niggas from the hood, man, who ain't right, who don't like the so-called white man. So, that mean they right though? They still adulterers. They may still worship Satan. They may not believe in the Most High. They might still have sold out. Tupac didn't like the white man. That nigga sold out though. But basically is those guys teach falsehoods, man. And any guy who gets loud with you all because you ask him a question, he ain't right. He ain't right. Any guy, when you ask him a question that he actually has to go in the scriptures and prove your question wrong, instead he gets loud and starts calling you small in the scriptures, starts saying you don't know nothing, starts laughing at you. And this actually happened to me by one of those guys, man. And they started telling me to come on their radio show. I'm like, man, fuck your radio show. That's why I'm like, man, the hell with your radio show, man. Because all I'm going to do is just get on there with a bunch of coons who going to yell over me when I whip out a scripture. And we seen that from the brothers, when the elder put up the video, the brothers from LA, when they called them, man. What did they do? They was yelling over them, laughing them, calling them small in the scriptures. Just like basically similar to what I experienced with one of them. Just the laughing and just the hollering and like we can't get anywhere with that. What does the book of Sirach tell you? It tells you to be more ready to hear, man. Hear what somebody got to say before you judge the matter. And then before, and when it comes to this chip thing that they're into, I've never heard him use the scriptures to prove anything, man. Every time you bring something up to this guy, he's never using the scriptures to prove it. It's like if I ask him a question, where in the scriptures does it tell you to yell at me when I ask you a question? When you gotta go, where you gotta go into the scriptures to prove it for me. You know what he do? He start yelling at me and call me small in the scriptures. And I know this to be a fact. I'm not just speaking because of what I've heard. I'm speaking because I've actually encounter one of those buffoons, man. And they strain at a net also. Like popping a Edomite woman. How could you follow out the truth and go to some weirdo doctrine all because you don't want to pop a Edomite woman? Just don't pop a Edomite woman. That's why I told that nigga who was like, brother, that ain't right. You can't go to a strip club. I was like, if you don't want to go to a strip club, don't take your ass to a strip club. Like, come on, man. Like, why would you fall out the truth over that?
Yeah, because, can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, because neither have every soul pleasure in everything.
Right.
That doesn't make it unlawful or lawful.
Right. If a brother wants to pop a harlot, he can pop that harlot. Where in the scriptures did it tell him not to? But as long as he's not excessive in destroying himself with it, that's when it's not, that's when you need to talk to him. But all because a brother does it and he's still in this truth, that has nothing. Like, if that's not your thing, don't do it. You can't get mad at another guy because he has an Edomite woman on the side. Not because he has an Edomite woman or a Chinese woman or whatever on the side, that don't mean that brother ain't right, man. If you can't dig it, then don't do it. Those are simple things right there. Then just don't do it. It's not something you're into. Like brothers who drink hard liquor. Brothers who will get drunk at home. Brother, you can't be getting drunk at your own house all the time. So, one of the scriptures does it say a brother can't get drunk in his own house. If you ain't into it, don't you do it. That's how you solve that problem. But those what type of dudes those people are. Matter of fact, in the scriptures, yeah, we'll sit here for a minute. I like this. Matter of fact, in the scriptures, well, better yet, those ISUPK cats. If you watch the video where Elder Tahar was asking the question, what do you think of the mark of the beast? If you notice out of the whole argument, which they had a long argument, and it got heated, he never answered the question of what he thinks of the mark. The first thing he said was, General Yohanan is open, and y'all love white people because you pop Edomite. Now, what type of madness is that, man? Really? Where is that in the scriptures of that even matter? He asked you a question that was dealing with the scriptures. But instead you say, Yohanan is over you, and then you say, oh yeah, y'all love Edomites because you say you can pop Edomite women. You're straining at a net, man. Esau going into slavery. And you think we're not going to have them women? We're going to have them women, man. Then you say, how do you think Solomon went off? Which proof these ISUPK guys don't know nothing, man.
Yeah, because each nation had their own entity, had their own deity that they worship. So it was not the nationality of the women, it was the gods that the women worship.
Yup. They fell off into that.
Yep.
That's all it was. The Lord didn't get mad at them for popping those women. Because King Solomon been had Edomite women. The kings were popping Edomite women, man.
King David.
Yeah. They was popping these Edomite women. They was getting them for spoils of war, man. Why you think they killed all the Edomite men off?